Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something that hits home for a lot of tradespeople out there. If you're a plumber, maybe a roofer, HVAC tech, working around Pampa or Amarillo, Texas, you know this feeling. You're flat out busy, trying to get to the next job because, well, time off tools is literally money down the drain. But there's this constant background noise, this hidden cost marketing spend that just keeps climbing no matter what. Sound familiar?
Oh, yeah. It's a huge source of frustration we hear about all the time. You look at the reports, you see clicks, you see website visits. Looks okay on paper, maybe, but then you check your actual calls, the qualified service requests, and they're just not lining up with the spend. So the sources we're digging into today, they really zero in on maybe the biggest, quietest profit leak for trades businesses.
Yeah, exactly. Our mission today is to put that quiet drain under the microscope. And the core idea, really, from all the research is this. That website you have, maybe it looks okay, maybe not. But if it's outdated, slow, confusing, it's not just an annoyance. It's probably the single biggest reason your cost per qualified lead, your CPL, is sky high.
Right. It doesn't matter how amazing your Google ads are or your Facebook campaigns. If the place people land your website is fundamentally broken for conversions, we need to stop thinking of the website as just, an online signpost. It's got to be engineered to convert.
Right.
If you're putting, say, 10 grand a month into ads and that traffic hits a website full of holes, you're basically paying way too much for every single lead you do get.
So today we're going to unpack that CPL connection.
Yeah.
We'll look at the 3 specific website fails, let's call them the CPL killers, that are probably turning your ad budget into, well, just wasted cash. Okay, let's get into it. Before we talk about plugging the leaks, maybe we should nail down the CPL metric first. What does it actually mean for a tradesperson?
Good starting point, yeah. Because we need to ignore all the fluff metrics first. Things like website traffic, page views, time on site. Look, if you're running an HVAC business in Amarillo, you don't really care how many people visited your site. You care about how many people called needing a service.
Right. The bottom line is lead call volume.
Exactly. So the metric that cuts through the noise is cost per qualified lead, CPL. Simple question. How much money did you have to spend in marketing to get one good, high-value service call booked?
And the math is pretty straightforward too, right? It's just total marketing spend divided by the number of qualified leads, like actual calls or submitted forms that turn into jobs.
Yep. CPL, total marketing investment number of qualified leads. But, and this is the key point, the impact of a bad website on that simple number, it can be absolutely devastating.
Okay, walk us through that example from the source material again. Say $1,000 on ads.
Right. So $1,000 spent. If your website is running smoothly, fast, clear, easy to use on a phone, maybe that $1,000 brings in 10 really good service calls, 10 qualified leads. Your CPL in that case, $100 per lead. That's probably a pretty healthy number you can build a business on.
Okay, makes sense. $100 CPL.
Now imagine the same $1,000 spent on the same ads, but this time they land on a website that's slow, confusing, maybe the phone number's buried somewhere, and because of that friction, you only get 5 qualified calls instead of 10.
Whoa, okay, so your CPL just instantly shot up to $200 per lead.
Exactly. You spent the same money, but you got half the results. You didn't save money on marketing. You effectively just made your existing marketing twice as expensive because the website failed.
That really crystallizes it. The website isn't just about looking good, it's about efficiency.
Precisely. So the goal isn't necessarily to slash your ad budget you need leads to grow, right? The goal is to make that $1,000 work smarter. Get 15 calls, maybe 20 calls for the same spend because the website is doing its job. Investing in a high-converting website isn't really an overhead cost in the traditional sense. It's a strategic move to permanently lower your CPL. You fix the funnel, you stop the leak.
Okay, so let's talk about how it leaks. These 3 CPL killers you mentioned. What's the first one? Killer number 1, sluggish speed and mobile failure. This feels like a big one.
Oh, it's critical, especially for trades. Think about the typical customer scenario in, say, Pampa or Amarillo. It's August, 105 degrees, the AC just died, or it's winter and a pipe burst under the sink. Are they calmly browsing on a desktop computer?
No way. They're probably frantic, grabbing their phone, maybe pacing around the house.
Exactly. They're stressed, they need help now, and they're searching on mobile. They have absolutely zero patience for a website that takes forever to load.
And the stats on that are pretty brutal, aren't they? Like, how long do people actually wait?
It's incredibly short. Most studies show if your site takes more than about 3 seconds, maybe even less on a phone, that person is gone. They've hit the back button. It's called a bounce.
And that's just made worse out in the panhandle, right?
Yeah.
Cell service isn't always perfect.
Definitely. Spotty service amplifies the problem. If your site is heavy and slow, It might not even load at all for someone in a weaker signal area. That lead is just gone.
But it gets worse than just losing that one lead, doesn't it? There's a CPL impact beyond the bounce itself.
Yes, this is the really insidious part. Google watches bounce rates. When someone clicks your paid ad, lands on your site, and immediately leaves, Google sees that. It tells Google's algorithm, maybe this website isn't very relevant or useful for that search term, so your quality score for that ad starts to drop.
Ah, okay. And a lower quality score means?
It means you have to pay more per click in the ad auction just to keep your ad showing in the same position. Google basically penalizes you for having a poor landing page experience.
So a slow website doesn't just lose the immediate customer. It actively makes all your future ad clicks more expensive, driving up your overall CPL. That's a double whammy.
It's a vicious cycle. The only real fix is to engineer the site from the ground up for lightning-fast mobile speed. Especially those crucial local service pages, pages targeting emergency plumber Amarillo or water heater repair Pampa TX. They need to load almost instantly. Capture that urgent traffic before they even think about clicking away.
Okay, speed is critical. Cliff killer number 2. This happens after they actually manage to load the page. Missing or confusing calls to action, CTAs.
Right. So the page loaded fast, great. The potential customer's there. Now what? They need to know immediately what you want them to do. Usually that's call you, right? If they have to scroll down hunting for the phone number, or if they land on a contact page with this massive form asking for their life story, you're introducing friction. And friction kills conversions.
They've got maybe 2 seconds, you think, before they get frustrated.
Easily. Maybe less on mobile. If it's not blindingly obvious how to contact you right now, they're thinking about competitors.
So the cost is just lost leads due to making it hard for them while they're trying to find the number or fill out that clunky form.
They're glancing back at the search results. They see your competitor listed right there in the Google Maps section, the local map pack. And that competitor probably has a big, obvious tap to call button right at the top of their mobile site. One tap, and they're calling someone else. Your ad spend for that click, wasted.
So this comes down to something called conversion rate optimization, or CRO, making it easy to convert.
Exactly. CRO isn't some optional add-on. It has to be baked into the website design from the start, especially for trades.
What does that look like specifically?
Number 1, a prominent sticky tap-to-call button. Sticky means it stays visible at the top or bottom of the screen even when the user scrolls down the page on their phone. Always one tap away. And number 2, if you use forms, keep them incredibly simple. Ask only for the absolute essential info needed to qualify the lead initially, name, number, maybe zip code or service needed. Make them geo-specific. Minimize clicks. Maximize that lead call volume.
Okay, fast loading, easy contacting. What's the third CPL killer? This sounds a bit more psychological. The trust deficit.
Oh, this is huge, especially for jobs that cost serious money. Think about it. Trades work is built entirely on trust. You're letting someone into your home, potentially doing major work, a $15,000 roof replacement, tearing into walls for plumbing. It's not like buying a t-shirt online.
Yeah, you need to feel confident in who you're hiring.
Absolutely. So if your website looks unprofessional, maybe it clearly hasn't been updated since 2005, uses cheesy stock photos instead of real pictures of your team and work, or makes it hard to find your license number or proof of insurance, that immediately creates doubt. Customers start wondering, are these guys legit? Are they professional? It erodes credibility before they even pick up the phone.
And the cost there is, they just go elsewhere, even if your prices are better.
Often, yes. They'll default to the competitor whose website looks more established, more trustworthy, more authoritative. That perceived professionalism wins the trust and therefore the job, especially for bigger ticket items.
So how do you fix the trust deficit digitally?
It requires a conscious effort. Professional design is table stakes now. Clear, easy-to-find placement of your licenses, insurance details, any certifications. Use real photos of your team, your trucks, your actual work in the local area, Amarillo, Pampa. Showcase genuine customer testimonials, maybe even video testimonials if you can get them. Build a project gallery.
Makes sense. Show, don't just tell.
Exactly. And here's an interesting angle where AI comes in, tying back to trust and even local visibility. Our sources mention using tools like Gemini pretty strategically, specifically for drafting responses to online customer reviews, Google reviews, Yelp, etc.
Okay, I get responding to reviews as good customer service, but how does that tie into CPL and trust in a bigger way? And why use AI?
Well, responding quickly and professionally to every review, positive or negative, signals something important to potential customers browsing those reviews. It shows you're engaged, you care, you stand behind your work. That builds trust. But it also signals engagement to Google. Google's algorithms favor businesses that actively manage their online reputation. Consistent, thoughtful responses can actually help improve your visibility in the local map pack rankings.
Ah, so responding helps your ranking and builds trust with prospects reading the reviews.
Right. And using an AI tool like Gemini helps you do it efficiently and consistently. It can quickly draft high-quality, personalized-sounding responses, making sure you never miss one, which reinforces your authority and professionalism without taking up hours of your time. It's a smart use of tech to directly impact trust and visibility.
That's a really neat connection. Using AI not just for back-end stuff, but for actively shaping perception and improving rank.
Yeah.
Okay, this leads us nicely into segment 3. We've identified the problems, the leaks. Now let's talk about building the solution. You call it the tradesman-led machine.
Yeah, that's the concept. It represents foundational stabilization phase 1. Before any local trade business in the Panhandle should even think about regional expansion, phase 2, trying to grow into new towns, they absolutely must get this foundation right. A high-performance, specialized website designed purely for conversion in their core market. It's the non-negotiable first step to getting that CPL under control.
Okay, but let me play devil's advocate for a second. I'm that HVAC owner, maybe cash flow's tight. You're talking about investing in a website build or redesign. Isn't that just a big upfront cost? Another expense?
That's a totally fair question, and it's how many people think about it as an expense, like buying a new tool or paying rent. But you have to reframe it. Is it an expense or is it a tool to stop wasting money every single month on inefficient ad spend? The cost of not fixing a leaky website, calculated by that inflated CPL, is usually far, far higher over time than the one-time investment to fix it.
Okay. Paying now to save more later.
Exactly. And it addresses another huge pain point tradesmen have with marketing agencies, the unpredictable costs, the hourly billing that never seems to end, the surprise charges.
Yeah, budgeting becomes impossible.
Right. So the lead machine approach has to come with what we call the WYSIYG promise. What you see is what you get. The investment should be a fixed one-time fee. It's all laid out clearly upfront in a master service rate card. No hidden fees, no endless hourly charges. This gives the business owner budget certainty. They can actually plan their ROI. That's transparency in pricing.
Okay, budget certainty is huge. What about the website itself? What are the immediate technical goals of this foundation?
It's laser focused on conversion. We build out highly targeted service pages, not just a generic plumbing services page, but specific pages for sewer line repair PEPA-TX, tankless water heater installation Amarillo, using the exact high-intent keywords people search for when they're ready to buy. And underpinning all of that is technical SEO excellence. Every aspect of the site, the code, the structure, the speed, the content, is optimized for what Google loves, specifically aiming for top visibility in local search results, especially that critical map pack.
Right, dominate the local searches where the ready-to-buy customers are. Now, you mentioned AI earlier for reviews. How else does AI give an edge here, creating efficiency in execution and helping the CPL?
AI acts like a powerful efficiency multiplier in a couple of key ways for this foundational phase. First, we use tools like Notebook LM. Think of it as an intelligent assistant for organizing all that crucial baseline business information, your NAP details.
NAP, that's name, address, phone number, right. Making sure it's identical everywhere online.
Exactly. It sounds simple, but inconsistencies in your NAP across different directories, Google, Yelp, Facebook, industry sites, really confuse Google and hurt your local rankings badly. Notebook LM helps consolidate, verify, and manage that core data to ensure it's perfectly clean and consistent everywhere. It's like pouring a perfect concrete slab before you build the house. It's fundamental for hyper-local SEO.
Okay, so Notebook LM cleans up the essential data foundation. What about driving traffic to the now efficient site?
That's where Gemini comes back in, but this time for the advertising after the site is built and proven to convert well. Because we know the website works, we can confidently use Gemini to rapidly generate lots of variations of hyperlocal, high-converting ad copy. Think specific ads targeting specific neighborhoods in Amarillo for specific services. Gemini can produce optimized campaign structures and ad variations way faster than a human can alone.
So you get highly relevant ads pointing to highly relevant, Fast loading, easy to convert landing pages.
Precisely. That combination, targeted AI-generated ads plus a high-performing website with a great quality score, drives down the cost per click and ultimately delivers that sustainable, lower CPL. The AI doesn't replace strategy, it just executes the right strategy much more efficiently.
Okay. So let's bring it all together. What does this all mean for that plumber in Pampa or that roofer in Amarillo? I think the main takeaway is you got to stop thinking about your website as just a line item expense or some digital brochure you had to get done once.
Absolutely. It needs to be seen for what it should be. A specialized piece of equipment, a high-performance tool, engineered specifically to deliver predictable lead call volume at a stable, optimized CPL. If you address those three big CPL killers we talked about, the sluggish speed, the confusing or missing CTAs, and that trust deficit, you fundamentally change your marketing economics. Every dollar you're already spending on ads suddenly starts working harder, bringing in more qualified leads without you necessarily having to increase your budget. It's about efficiency, not just spend.
It's shifting from just buying traffic to actively engineering conversions. And this whole approach emphasizes, clarity, transparent pricing, and really understanding the local market you're in. But we spent a lot of time today focused on getting that foundation solid in one place, right? Foundational stabilization, phase one. So now that you're thinking about how crucial that stable base and low CPL is in, say, Amarillo, here's something to chew on until next time. What new problems or maybe new opportunities pop up when a successful local trades business tries to move from that solid foundation to regional expansion phase two? What happens when you try to take that winning hyper-local formula and scale it across the entire Texas panhandle? How do things change?
Definitely something to think about, especially as you look at your own leads and costs this week.
Great stuff. Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll catch you on the next one.